Few things are more satisfying than a fresh, hot, flaky, buttery paratha. And bonus, I'm making some spicy skillet eggs to go with it. The recipe and directions are in the description below. The dough is simple. Start with 2 cups whole wheat flour plus 3/4 cups white flour and salt, which I'll mix well before adding enough water to bring it all together into a dough that's somewhere between stiff and soft. Wheat flour is thirstier than white flour, so I ended up using about 1 1/3 cups of water altogether. I knead this a few times once it comes together, and then cover it with a damp cloth and rest it for a few minutes. After resting, it's nice and relaxed and much more pliable, at which point it's important to knead it for a good 8 to 10 minutes. And it's time for another, longer rest. Now I'm ready to divide the dough into 4 manageable pieces. I'm using a scant amount of white flour to prevent it sticking to the board. And I'll roll it into an oblong shape, not too thin, and it doesn't need to be perfect. Now comes the butter and the lamination process. I'm using a knife to cut this cold butter into thin slices and then placing them all over the dough. The reason for cold butter is so that I can roll it up snugly and so the butter stays where I put it. If you use soft butter, it's going to ooze out all over the place and be harder to work with. Working quickly while the butter is cold, roll it up snugly and secure the seam. Rolling it like this and then the final shaping are what create the buttery layers. For the final shaping, I'm dividing this up into 3 equal segments. Here's how I do the final shaping. I tuck both ends towards the inside as I spiral the strand around tightly, like so. Repeat the process with the rest of the dough. Once you've formed the dough spirals, you can store them in the fridge for a few days or in the freezer for longer. I'm making them right away, so I did let them rest for a few minutes so that they're easier to roll out. I've had my skillet heating on the stovetop on medium, and I'm going to roll this out thin enough so that it feels drapey and not stiff and thick. Now it's time to transfer the rolled out paratha onto the hot skillet. It only takes 2 or 3 minutes on each side. Let it get some color on this first side before you turn it over. And then as you cook it, it's important to rotate it, add a little bit of butter if you need to if there are dry spots, and then you can even fold it in half like this to get the edges if you have uneven heating. You can enjoy this paratha by itself, with jam, but today I'm making some spicy skillet eggs. It starts with sautéing a small, finely chopped onion in some olive oil. Everything else goes in the bowl. I'm using 6 eggs. I have these cute pearl tomatoes today. Any tomato is fine though. Here's a finely chopped green chili and some cilantro. I'm seasoning with plenty of salt and spices. Here I have cumin, red pepper, garam masala, and crushed red pepper. Give this all a good mix. Before the onions start to brown, pour the eggs into the hot pan. Just let it sit to get some color, and then turn it occasionally to give it all the chance to cook through nicely. Once there's nice browning all over and the eggs are no longer wet, it's done. And there you have some delicious, spicy and savory breakfast, lunch, or dinner eggs to go with yummy paratha. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and consider telling a friend.